Welcome back to Top 10 Magazine. My name is Tom, and in this video, about to unravel the eerie and ethically questionable world of the top 10 scariest experiments conducted.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more top 10 videos like this one.
Number 1. Stanford Prison Experiment, 1971. Conducted by psychologist Philip Zimbardo, the Stanford Prison Experiment simulated a prison environment with college students playing the roles of guards and prisoners. The study intended to investigate the psychological effects of power dynamics within a confined setting. However, the rapid escalation of abusive behavior among the guards and severe emotional distress experienced by the prisoners led to the premature termination of the experiment. Ethical concerns include the lack of informed consent, the psychological impact on participants, and the blurred line between research and the well-being of subjects. This landmark study continues to be a focal point in discussions about the ethical implications of psychological research, prompting ongoing scrutiny of the boundaries of experimental designs. Number 2. Tuskegee Syphilis Study, 1932 to 1972. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study was a 40-year-long study conducted by the U.S. Public Health Service, targeting African American men in Macon County, Alabama. Participants were misled into believing they were receiving free healthcare, while, in reality, the study was observing the natural progression of syphilis. Even after the discovery of penicillin as an effective treatment, participants were intentionally denied this cure. The study's ethical lapses included the lack of informed consent, racial injustice, and a blatant disregard for the well-being of the participants. The legacy of the Tuskegee Syphilis Study has had profound consequences, contributing to skepticism and mistrust of medical research within minority communities. Number 3. Unit 731, 1937 to 1945. Unit 731 was a covert Japanese military unit during World War II that conducted gruesome experiments on thousands of prisoners, primarily Chinese and Korean. The experiments included vivisection, biological warfare tests, and exposure to lethal agents. The extreme brutality and inhumanity displayed in these experiments showcased the lengths to which some were willing to go for scientific knowledge, ignoring fundamental ethical considerations. The secrecy surrounding Unit 731's actions has underlined the necessity of international agreements and ethical guidelines to prevent the exploitation and abuse of human subjects, particularly in times of conflict. Number 4. MKUltra, 1950s to 1970s. MKUltra, a covert project by the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, aimed to explore mind control techniques during the Cold War. The experiments involved the administration of psychoactive substances such as LSD and psychological manipulation. Participants, often without their knowledge, were subjected to mind-altering substances and techniques. The lack of informed consent, the potential for severe psychological harm, and the secretive nature of the project raised serious ethical concerns. The revelations surrounding MKUltra prompted a re-evaluation of the ethical implications of government-sponsored research, highlighting the need for transparency, oversight, and accountability in such endeavors. Number 5. The Monster Study, 1939. Conducted by Wendell Johnson, the Monster Study investigated the causes of stuttering by subjecting orphans to negative reinforcement. Children were unknowingly placed in experimental and control groups, with those in the experimental group receiving criticism for their speech. The negative impact on the children's psychological well-being, coupled with the lack of informed consent and ethical oversight, makes this study highly controversial. The Monster Study remains a cautionary tale in the history of psychological research, emphasizing the need for ethical guidelines when working with vulnerable populations, particularly children.
Don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel for more top 10 videos like this one.
Number 6. Little Albert Experiment, 1920. Conducted by John B. Watson and Rosalie Rayner, the Little Albert Experiment aimed to condition fear in a young child by associating a white rat with frightening stimuli. Little Albert, initially unafraid of the rat, developed a conditioned fear response. The study, conducted without informed consent from the child's mother, raised ethical questions about the potential long-term psychological impact on little Albert. The lasting consequences of this experiment, including the lack of follow-up on little Albert's well-being, contributed to the establishment of ethical guidelines for research involving children. Number 7. Aversion Project, 1969 to 1994. The Aversion Project, conducted in South Africa during the apartheid era, targeted homosexual individuals. The goal was to cure homosexuality through cruel and inhumane treatments, including chemical castration and electroconvulsive therapy. The experiment reflected the discriminatory attitudes prevalent at the time and violated fundamental human rights. The Aversion Project underscores the dangers of pseudoscientific practices and the imperative of protecting vulnerable populations from exploitation and discrimination in the name of research. The lasting physical and psychological harm inflicted on participants serves as a stark reminder of the ethical responsibilities researchers must uphold. Number 8. Guatemala Syphilis Experiment, 1946 to 1948. After World War II, U.S. researchers intentionally infected Guatemalan individuals with syphilis and gonorrhea without their informed consent. The study violated fundamental principles of research ethics, including the right to autonomy and protection from harm. The enduring legacy includes a deep-seated mistrust of medical research and underscores the importance of informed consent, especially in cross-cultural research. The Guatemala Syphilis Experiment prompted renewed attention to ethical standards in international research and the need for global responsibility in upholding these standards. Number 9. Holocaust Experiments, 1940s. Nazi doctors conducted reprehensible experiments on prisoners, primarily Jews, in concentration and extermination camps during the Holocaust. These experiments included sterilization, exposure to lethal substances, and inhumane surgeries. The warped racial ideology underlying these experiments represented the ultimate betrayal of medical ethics. The post-war Nuremberg trials established the Nuremberg Code, laying the foundation for modern research ethics and emphasizing the principles of voluntary informed consent and the avoidance of unnecessary harm to participants. Number 10. Pit of Despair, 1970s. Conducted by psychologist Harry Harlow, the Pit of Despair experiment isolated infant monkeys in total darkness, leading to severe emotional and psychological trauma. The monkeys exhibited abnormal behaviors, including self-mutilation. The experiment raised ethical concerns about animal welfare in research, emphasizing the need for humane treatment and ethical considerations in scientific investigations involving animals. The Pit of Despair played a pivotal role in shaping ethical guidelines for the treatment of research animals.
Want to see more top 10 videos like this one? Subscribe now and join our community.